Why is it that the few are able to accomplish incredible things, bursting with energy, while the vast majority of people are feeling stuck, feeling like they're running out of steam before they can even get to their greatest ambitions? It is not your time-consuming job, or the millions of distractions around you, or even the food that you eat. This is a well-guarded secret that's been used by elites throughout history. And many have used this to their great success, from kings and prophets to inventors and warriors have used this technique with great success. And in this video, I'm going to give you that very technique. A simple mental technique that if you used for 5 to 10 minutes a day, within a month's time, will feel like that feeling of being tired is in your past. So with that being said, let's get right into the video. I started using this technique about 6 months ago, and ever since I started using it, I felt a greater sense of power, a greater sense of purpose, clarity, and a greater ability to see opportunities I was completely blind to in the past. You see, you are able to generate this force within you called life force energy, but you can only generate a limited amount within you. And this is generated through two ways: the food you eat and the air you breathe. Now, you can only consume so much food in a day, you can only breathe so much in a day. Many people are not breathing correctly in the first place. And so because of that, you can only transmute so much of these things into this life force energy within you. But outside of you, there's an unlimited reservoir of this energy that many animals in the animal kingdom have used to great benefit. Think of ants, for example. They're able to carry 6 to 8 times their own body weight. How are they even able to do this? How are birds able to fly incredible migratory patterns, eating? I mean, sure, they're fattening up. But to go such distances, you must realize that they're using a type of life force. They're tapping into a force outside of themselves. And for a long time, we had the ability to access this force naturally, but due to the constraints of modern civilization, the stressors of modern civilization, these abilities in us have sort of atrophied. Okay, now just a quick recap. If you haven't seen my last video, I laid the foundation for this technique. Because if you do this technique alone, it may not be completely effective. So what you must do, well, I actually highly recommend you watch that video, and I'll plug it up here. But if you don't want to watch it, let's just cut to the chase. You must be in a relaxed state of mind, and your mind must be in a state of silence. And so a simple way to prepare yourself to do this is to sit somewhere quiet, tune into your body, feel where the tension is in your body, and become aware of it. Bring awareness to it before it begins to even dissolve. It will dissolve. And as it does, you can slowly drop into silence, letting go of all the thoughts and desires you've been hanging on to all day. This might take a few minutes. It can take a little longer if you're just starting out. But eventually you'll get to a state of complete silence and relaxation, and now you're prepared to do this mental activation. So the phrase goes something like this. Actually, it doesn't go something like this. It goes exactly like this. And it's really important you say the phrase in such a way. I am one with the universal life force energy. It is flowing through me now. I feel it. Now I'm going to give you 2 caveats to this phrase here in a sec, that if you don't keep these 2 points in mind, this won't work for you. But let's break down this phrase step by step and why it's so important to say it this way. I am one with the universal life force energy. This reverberates on the soul plane, acknowledging the eternal fact that your soul is and always will be one with this universal life force. It is flowing through me now. This opens the mental gates, because you see on the mental plane, you're a law unto yourself. What you believe to be true about your reality will be true on the mental plane. And quite the opposite is also true. If you fear or doubt a certain thing, if you doubt this technique or have any shred of doubt that this works, then that will be the exact result reflected back to you. And so it's important to say this with intention and conviction. I feel it now. This acknowledges the tangible fact to bring this energy into your physical reality. You don't just know it mentally, you actually feel its presence. You're acknowledging that. And what you truly feel becomes undeniably real to you. Now, 2 points you must remember if you actually want this to work. Number 1, this is not a mindless affirmation. You can't just robotically repeat these words without having any genuine belief in the meaning. It is not the words themselves that carry the power, but is the actual realization of the meaning in the words themselves that carries the power. So when you're repeating this phrase to yourself, really try to understand each of the words. And that brings me to my second point, is any lack of belief or having hopefulness in the meaning. You're not hoping this works. It is to assume that it already works. Like scientifically examining an object far into the distance that you can barely see and hear, to strain your senses, your vision, your hearing, your mental vision and hearing, to be able to perceive of these things, to be able to perceive of the meaning behind these words. And this is not something that will happen overnight either. Like any sort of exercise, like going to the gym or doing yoga, this is an exercise. It is something that might seem very difficult at first. Remember your 3 greatest faculties: mental awareness, vocal intention, and emotional conviction. When you have that behind these words, that's when the magic really happens over a long enough period of time. This ability has always been within you. It's always there. You're just reactivating something that was there before. So just practice 5 to 10 minutes a day. Just give it some time and space. No need to force it. Initially, just focus on the feeling and the meaning. Don't overthink it. Just focus on the consistency and the feeling and the meaning. And those people you see out there with the limitless energy that I was talking about earlier in this video, they've cultivated this over time. They've called it many different things. They may not even refer to it as universal life force energy, but that's exactly what it is. And in reactivating this human ability, you will be no different in what you're able to accomplish. In modern times, we're often just focused on brute force, using our will and intellect alone to accomplish things. But it's like someone once said, we have torn our roots from the ground and thought we had grown because we stood higher. It's time for you, my friend, to put your roots back in the ground as deliberately and consciously as they were torn out. And with that being said, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Until next time, peace.